Invincible's Season 3 has officially ended, and I can say the same thing for Pixar's new series, Win or Lose. Before talking about Win or Lose, I want to talk about Invincible's Season 3 first, because I just want to get out of the way, but I am very happy to say that Season 3 is my favorite season in the entire show. Plus, this season is the most faithful to the comics, and there's just a lot more to appreciate about this season compared to the last two. Now, I want to tell you all that I actually had made a video on this show almost a year ago, and that was me talking about how much I really love the show and why I think it's such a great adaptation. But I didn't talk too much about the second season, and that was because Amazon decided to do some stupid ass gap when it came to releasing the last 4 episodes of the second season, and that was just very stupid. Thankfully, that didn't happen with the third season. Now, before getting into what I loved about this season, I want to get into some nitpicks here and there just so I can get them out of the way. So the animation is pretty consistent throughout the season. It is noticeable when like characters are moving stiff or characters are just not moving at all. It's pretty noticeable, but it's not terrible. Obviously, most of the budget went towards the last 2 episodes, but I think the animation shines when it comes to those fights throughout the whole season, which there are a lot. They are brutal, but they always serve a purpose in whatever episode they appear in. The fights are entertaining and grab your attention, and they just never feel pointless. Another nitpick I have is with Anstrom coming back. He's just a poorly written villain. I don't understand his intentions of wanting to fight Mark. And he wants to team up with the evil variants of Invincible to stop Mark, despite the fact that Mark didn't even do anything to him. Not only that, but the variants killed like his loved ones. So that doesn't make any sense to me. It's just very poorly written. I don't like how he's written at all when it comes to him being a character. And my last nitpick is the 5th episode was just boring and forgettable. Besides from that, this was a great season from start to finish. I loved the blue suit arc when it comes to Mark earning that blue suit and what it means. I know it definitely is around a time where like a lot of dark things are going on with Mark, but I hope we can see it in the next season. And I love that this suit, well, no matter what happens to his family, if they get hurt, he is going to kill those villains that hurt his family. And I think this blue suit should be kept in the show if they are going to be faithful to the comics. I also really enjoyed the chemistry between Mark and Samantha getting together. That was done extremely well, especially when it comes to being faithful to the comics. I enjoyed the Invincible War. That was a lot of fun. I thought at first I was going to hate Oliver, but the more the show went on, the more I actually liked him. I like this concept of Mark going back and forward if he can even trust Oliver when it comes to him being a good guy or a bad guy. Just him doing stuff and being exactly like his father. Very interesting. I'm a little bit mixed if Cecil is right or wrong for bringing back the villains or not wanting to trust Mark. I think he's wrong for putting a bomb inside of Mark's head. I don't understand why. Mark is a hero. He literally stopped his own father from wanting to take over the world at the end of the first season. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little mixed. Some people don't agree with him, some people do. I'm kind of like in the middle. And that final battle between Mark and Conquest was easily my favorite moment in the entire show, and definitely the best part of this season. And near the end, we see Mark's blue suit melting. That is definitely going to be important to the next season, especially between Mark and Eve, and like personally. And yeah, that was Invincible Season 3. I hope I didn't spoil too much of it. I'm looking very forward to the next season, which is coming out next year. I hope that the animators aren't underpaid or burnt out just because of this show. But yeah, incredible season. I loved it. Little nitpicks here and there, but still great. Definitely my favorite season in the show. Overall, I give this season a 9 out of 10. Now let's talk about Win or Lose, which is the new Pixar series that came out on Disney Plus in February. Now, this show got delayed at least 3 times. It was originally supposed to come out in 2023, then it got moved to 2024, then it got moved to late 2024, and now it finally came out on Disney Plus in February of this year. Now, before this show came out this year, in December of 2024, there was an article talking about how Disney pulled a transgender storyline from the show. I guess I can understand where Disney is coming from when they did this, because either parents don't really want to talk about this topic with their kids, maybe at an older age, or just not acknowledge it at all. To be fair, this character is still in the show, which is Kai. She actually does play a major role in the show, but the context of her turning trans, or him turning trans, it's still, like, in the show, but not, like, acknowledged when it comes to the context. But if you know how transgender works, then yeah, it's still in the show, but, like, secretly, I guess. And that's fine, it's not that big of a deal to me. It's not like it ruins the show or anything. I can understand where the creators were trying to do here, or whatever. But what about the show itself? How is it? And what is it even about? The show is about a middle school baseball team known as the Pickles. And throughout the show, we see each perspective from a baseball player or an adult throughout the show, with unique styles when it comes to their flaws or anxiety towards their personal life or the baseball championship. Now, the animation is fantastic. I really like the art style. It's not trying to be realistic, it's actually trying to have an art style. I also love the unique different animation styles that they use for the characters' personalities when it comes to what they're thinking of themselves or anything like that. It's really well done, and I prefer it over any of the realistic, like, cartoony style that we see in modern Pixar movies nowadays. This is what I want. I want Pixar to evolve, and I hope that they can learn from this show instead of just being the same generic, realistic, cartoony, like, art style that they've been doing. Now, the show can get a little bit boring when it comes to the episodes, and I mostly blame the pacing. Not only that, but some of the characters can either be annoying or forgettable. But I would still say I enjoyed this show. Once you get to the final episode, I feel like watching the entire show does make up for it, because that final episode, especially the ending, is just so perfect when it comes to just ending this series. And I really like it because you don't really know who won the baseball game. The message is about just enjoying the game for what it is, but also, no matter if you win or lose, that doesn't make you who you are, and nobody is perfect. We're all flawed, but we can always try to be good people. And I really, really like that. So yeah, I really did enjoy Win or Lose. The controversy doesn't matter. I just want to talk about this show for what it is. And you know what? In the end, I enjoyed it. Even if there were things I didn't like about this show, I still enjoyed it. I would say give it a watch. It might not be for you. Maybe you might enjoy it. I don't know. But overall, I give it a score of an 8 out of 10, and I think that's pretty fair. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.